Okay, so let's pause here for a second. If you've been building with Claude code this summer, you probably noticed it too, right? Something's been off. The vibe is weird. Prompts that used to land are suddenly missing the point. Code suggestions feel a little more surface level, sometimes even flat out wrong. Honestly, I thought I was just burning out. I figured maybe I'd gotten too picky, or I'd just gotten used to how sharp Opus and Sonnet 4 were when they first dropped. But then I started seeing the same "did Claude get dumber?" on indie dev discords, even some low key meltdowns on Twitter, people wondering out loud, is this just me, or did Anthropic quietly nerf their best dev tool? All right, so here's the truth. You weren't crazy. I wasn't crazy. This wasn't just bad luck. Something real was going on, and today we're diving deep, not just complaining, but actually breaking down what went wrong with Claude Code, why it hit indie dev so hard, and what you can do to ride out the next wave of AI regression without losing your mind or your flow. Just real quick, I'm Daniel. I've been in the Apple world for almost 8 years now, mostly freelancing, shipping apps for clients. But since Dub 25, I've been all in on solo dev life. Launched over 7 apps since then, started building everything out in public, and yeah, lately, well, I'm moving the whole private community out of Patreon into our own platform at crafterslab.dev. I wanted a space that actually feels built for solo devs, not just a copy paste community or a big Discord, but a real toolkit where you get the deep dive guides, AI workflows, UI design packs, source code, and new stuff I'm adding all the time, but in a way that actually stays personal and hands on. Basically, all the good stuff from Patreon, articles, resources, Discord, AI hacks, and workflow, but now it's all under one roof and way more personal. I want it to feel like an actual solo lab, not just another membership. So if you're one of the 260 Crafters Lab folks on Patreon, let's make the jump. And huge thanks to every member for making this thing what it is. If you've got questions about the move or you want to see what's next, seriously, reach out anytime. But hey, more details in another video. All right, so yeah, let's just talk about this for a second, right? I mean, you ever get that feeling like you're in a weird indie dev fever dream? You sit down, open up Claude, and it's like, wait, is it just me, or did this thing forget how to code overnight? No joke, the past month has been one long, drawn out, what is happening moment for me. You know what I mean? Like, I'm bouncing between Cursor, Claude, and Codex, just trying to find one tool that doesn't randomly hallucinate, half a Swift UI view or straight up forget my Claude.md rules. And yeah, so you start to question your own sanity. I mean, I legit spent a few nights stripping down my prompts, resetting my session, thinking maybe I'm just being picky, maybe it's my fault. But then you open Discord or check Reddit and you see everyone else basically screaming into the void, Claude is broken. Did Claude just get dumber for you too? So, right, it's not just me, it's not just you. Something was actually busted. That's a relief in a weird way, but also, come on, this is the tool I rely on to move fast as a solo indie. When it goes sideways, the whole rhythm of shipping just gets wrecked. The worst bit, honestly, it's not even the downtime, it's the unpredictability. Like, maybe it works today, maybe it doesn't. Maybe the code gen hits, maybe it just misses context it would have nailed a week ago. And for solo devs, that's brutal. You don't have a team to double check your work, no one to sanity check your tests when Claude suddenly decides to hallucinate a totally new property in your model, or, just forgets what you told it literally 5 messages ago. So, yeah, if you've been there, if you've felt that slow erosion of trust in your main AI tool, that creeping dread when your custom workflows break for no reason, you are definitely not alone. And honestly, I wish I could say it was a one off, but if you're building solo, this stuff hits different. It's not just lost minutes, it's a lost sense of flow, and that's what really stings. Anyway, just had to say it out loud. It wasn't you. It wasn't your setup. And yeah, we're going to dig into what actually happened. But first, if you spent the last month questioning your whole dev process, you've got company. Yeah, so here's where things just got kind of wild, right? Like, it wasn't just some random bad model update, and it definitely wasn't one of those, oh, maybe they tweaked a setting. Nah, this was a full-on month-long regression. I mean, honestly, it felt like the kind of behind-the-scenes disaster you only hear about in tech postmortems. Except this time, there was no real postmortem, just bugs, outages, total silence. And the thing is, you could feel it from every angle. Sometimes Claude.ai would just be down, or you'd get that cryptic, degraded intelligence banner at the top, and then a minute later, poof, it's gone. The API, same deal. Maybe you're piping stuff through Open Router just to survive, and some days that's the only thing that worked. And yeah, sometimes the site would come up, but the answers felt like they were coming from Claude beta, not Claude 4.1 or 4. Just like surface level, zero context, not even pretending to remember your last 5 prompts. You ever get that? Where it feels like the model just woke up from a nap, forgot what app you were building, and just vibes out. And honestly, the worst part is how long it all dragged on, like days of this, people swapping workarounds on Discord, everyone sharing their nah, it's not you, it's broken for me too. And then when you finally get an official word from Anthropic, it's just this vague, yeah, we found a couple bugs, all fixed now. Update zero details, no technical deep dive, nothing about what actually broke or why, just we fixed it, trust us. I mean, come on, if you want devs to trust your tool, especially solo devs who are betting their workflow on you, you gotta own it when things break. Give us a real postmortem. Show your work. Don't just patch it and hope we move on. And of course, all that time in the dark, it's just lost hours for indie devs like us. I mean, how many late nights did I spend trying to debug around what was really just a model level bug, not anything in my stack? That's the killer, right? When the AI breaks, it's not like you just lose a little momentum. You lose trust. You lose the thread of your own process. And half the time, you're left wondering if your entire setup is just cursed. So, yeah, for what it's worth, if you felt that pain, if you burned hours thinking you broke your own flow, you weren't alone. The silence made it worse. And I don't know, man. Next time this happens, I just hope we get a real explanation. Not just it's fixed, move along, because we're building real stuff here. And yeah, it's kind of wild to have the ground move under your feet with no warning at all. Yeah, so here's the real pain point that nobody really talks about, right? If you're solo, your stack is basically this weird homegrown ecosystem of little habits and rituals, Claude.md, your custom scripts, the way you structure test helpers, the Notion files you swear you'll keep organized. It's not just code, it's your whole workflow. Claude isn't just spitting out functions for me. It's my reviewer, my code style cop, my go-to for bug hunting, even the one writing my Git messages when I'm brain fried at midnight. So when Claude gets dumber, it's not just like, oh, well, code gen is a little off. Nah, it's the whole web of stuff you've built up. Every hack, every little context trick, every ritual suddenly feels broken. I don't know, I'd be pasting in rules, doing the usual onboarding spiel, and it would just not stick. Like, you drop your Claude.md, give it your preferred style, even your Firebase setup notes, and it just starts vibing on its own, riffing like it never saw your docs, making up its own patterns, and suddenly you're playing whack-a-mole with your own workflow. And honestly, that's where it hits hardest. You start to feel like you're back to being completely alone again. Like the AI teammate vibe that was kind of keeping the solo dev grind actually fun just disappears. Instead of feeling like you've got backup, it's back to you. heads down debugging in a vacuum. You lose speed, you lose those little aha moments when a tool just gets it and the grind sets in fast. It's wild because nobody warns you about that. The moment a tool regresses, you don't just lose convenience, you lose the actual flow that made building alone possible in the first place. It's like all the friction you forgot about just comes flooding back. And yeah, I mean, that's why these regressions sting so much deeper for solo devs. It's not just time lost. It's losing the little engine that made the solo hustle feel sustainable at all. Yeah, so okay, let's be real. Even if Anthropic says the bugs are gone, I don't think any of us fully trust that it won't happen again, right? It's kind of wild how fast you have to adapt when your main dev tool just loses the plot. And honestly, after this last round of chaos, I've kind of built myself a new little survival guide for when the dumb era inevitably circles back. First thing, don't marry a single AI. I mean, I used to be super loyal, but now, no joke, I treat Claude, Cursor, and Codex like rotating teammates. If one starts hallucinating or drifting, I just bounce to another. And yeah, sometimes I'll even fire up Xcode's own AI tools just for a sanity check, even if it feels a bit like asking the intern to review your pull request. And Open Router has honestly saved my butt more times than I want to admit. If the main API is having a meltdown, just reroute. The goal is keep moving, don't get stuck in a single tool's bad week. Second, you got to be ruthless about cleaning up your sessions. Like, don't hang on to a cursed Claude chat just hoping it'll start behaving. If the context gets noisy, or you notice it missing details, you know you pasted in just slash clear, start over, reload, only what matters. My Claude.md and rules.md are basically stripped to the essentials now. Less clutter, faster resets, and honestly, way less stress. Third, yeah, sometimes you just have to go old school. If the AI breaks, I'll fall back on writing out more tests, doing my own code review, or leaving extra notes for future me. It's not glamorous, but it means I'm still shipping. And it kind of keeps my brain sharp for when the tools bounce back. Like, if I've got to slow down and build muscle the hard way, at least I'm still in the game. And last thing, you got to actually make some noise. I used to just suffer in silence when a tool regressed, but now, nah, I'll DM support, post logs, complain on Discord, whatever. I'll even write up a little, hey, this is broken for solo devs. Here's what's actually happening. Because the only way these companies fix stuff for us is if we keep telling them where it hurts. And if you find a weird workaround or you hack together a new indie ritual that saves your flow, don't hoard it. Toss it in the comments, DM me, whatever. It's wild how fast the indie scene evolves when everyone's sharing what actually works. So, yeah. For what it's worth, the only hack that's never failed me is staying flexible. Rotate tools, keep your context clean, don't get precious about resetting when things get weird. And honestly, just speak up when the AI ghosts your workflow. We're all building in public now, and the only way to survive is to keep the loop tight and the community noisy. Yeah, so that's pretty much where I land with all of this. But honestly, that's just part of being a solo indie dev in 2025, right? Stuff breaks, models get weird. Some weeks it feels like you're back in the Stone Age, coding alone, just grinding through with zero backup. But, and here's the upside. Every time the tools slip up, you end up finding some new way to keep moving. You get sharper about your process, you discover some fresh indie hack, or you finally get around to tightening up your own rituals. And I don't know, that's kind of the thing nobody tells you. When the bots trip, you're forced to level up your own workflow, whether you want to or not. So, yeah, if you made it this far, drop your own story in the comments. Or, if you cracked a trick for surviving these regressions, I'd love to hear it. Maybe you've got a totally unhinged workaround that saved your sanity. Send it my way. And if this helped at all, and these have made you feel less alone on those "why is Claude gaslighting me" nights, hit like, subscribe, or just share it with a friend who's probably questioning their entire workflow right now. And yeah, don't let the bots break your flow for too long. There's always a way through, even if sometimes it means getting a little scrappy. Keep building, keep iterating, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.